It's time to get the party started. I'm DJ Fantastic, and real quick, I was on the spot for a cool DJ name. I only had like a second. I think DJ Fantastic is pretty good. And the fan would be like capitals, and of course it ends in X. Yeah, capital X on the end. All capitals for fan. Tastic, all small case, except the X at the end, which would be large case. DJ Fantastic, I'm liking that. And that was quick and spontaneous. It ended up being fantastic. Wow. We're going to move on from all of that. Corey Johnson with you. Boy, crazy weather the last few days, huh? Friday, it's like 35 with a wind chill of like 30. And on the North Shore, even colder. And then this afternoon, like right now, it's like 72, 73 degrees. Kind of balmy. Yesterday was sort of dank. Today's weather word, balmy. Balmy. From dank to balmy. That's pretty much using up all vocabulary I have, so we're ending the program right now. Everyone have a great afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow straight up 4 o'clock. A calibration tone will be coming your way from now until 6 p.m. Have a great afternoon. It is like 72. Overcast, cloudy, a little bit of rain. I don't know if we're getting like torrential downpours or thunder or lightning anywhere, but we could be somewhere in the metro area. It's cloudy. You know, it's crazy, Corporal. We're supposed to have, like more rain overnight, more rain tomorrow. I guess it's just one of those pop-up type things, because looking at the radar, it looks like it's all about to pass us right now, and we're, high and dry, clear, and good to go, but apparently not. Hey, the Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. You'll want to remember that number, either a topic we throw out that you'll want to talk about, or maybe a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate will become available via some trivia. Yeah, asking a little trivia. And if you have the answer to our crazy trivia questions, crazy hard, well, sometimes not so hard. I got 50 big bucks for you, good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. 2 on the South Shore, 2 on the North Shore, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. WoodhouseSpas.com. Solving your holiday problem, guys. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? You get her a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa, and she's going to love it. It's what she wants. Problem solved, I'm telling you. Your A gift, your B gift. You go to one of the 5 locations, the foyer lobby area. They've got all these goodies like candles and bath salt and all kind of stuff for her. Moisturizer. You get a little goodie bag from the Woodhouse, loaded up with stuff from the lobby foyer area and the gift card. Grand Slam home run. That can be your A gift for the holidays. I'm telling you, it's what she wants. A day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. That's how you dial us up. Like I said, you might want to remember that number. Might get you 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse for her. This Operation Sideswipe. I mean, it's good when, these jokers, these criminals get caught. You don't want crime paying, and so often with politicians and city contractors, they steal millions and they get easy jail time, no jail time, probation, whatever. I like when you have folks go to jail. Operation Sideswipe, these staged wrecks in New Orleans with the Slammers. I mean, it sounds like a pro sports team name. The New Orleans Slammers. What's a slammer? They're the folks that stage accidents, pretend to get hit by an 18-wheeler, jack up everybody's insurance rate. Cornelius Garrison was a slammer. He was also a cooperating witness with the feds. Apparently, Ryan Harris, another slammer, shot and killed him before he could get to trial and fully cooperate with the feds. Operation Sideswipe. Apparently, some law firms and lawyers that seem to be involved in Operation Sideswipe, like representing these folks, these slammers, these BS artists against the insurance companies with fake accidents and everyone profiting except the insurance company and us. Us, most importantly, the insurance company just passes it on to us, consumer. I think these law firms and these lawyers were part of that. And nothing sucks worse than when folks get away with crimes like that. Like the feds don't have enough. They're obviously part of it, but you've got to connect them. You got to prove it. Now it appears some of these law firms and lawyers that were very much involved in Operation Sideswipe, but were never indicted, like 4 years in now, 4 years. Apparently, they're so brazen, they're so careless, they're so out of control, have no shame, that they're part of the murder plan of Cornelius Garrison to shut him up, to pay off Ryan Harris to shoot him and kill him and shut him up. They've been indicted. So the feds obviously have some credible info on those folks. No, that's good. You want these criminals going to jail. Ideally, you wanted them for Operation Sideswipe. They're brazen enough to commit an even more heinous crime, murder. You definitely want them on that. But you wanted them on the original thing. No, thank God they're idiot criminals. Crazy. Murdering somebody. I think 50 plus people have been indicted and been found guilty. 50 plus. I had a guy, I forget his name, honestly. Sadly, I met him like day one running the controls of my show. He ran the controls of my show for like 6 months or a year. He was from Utah. So that Keanu Reeves character from that Surf's Up movie or whatever, you know, the cop movie. His name was Johnny Utah, the character in the movie.
Yeah. That's where you remember Keanu Reeves from?
Well, yeah. Well, no, I mean, that's what this kid was named Johnny Utah from there on out. Like, I couldn't even tell you his real name.
Good.
If I saw him today, like, Johnny Utah, what's up? He'd be like, it's Bill Franklinton. I have no idea what his name is. Hey, Bill Franklinton. Anyway, Johnny Utah's insurance for his Saab in Salt Lake City was $80 a month. In New Orleans, it was $280 a month. Salt Lake City, New Orleans, the metro area, about the same size. $80 a month for car insurance in Salt Lake City. The exact same auto insurance in New Orleans, $280. $80 in Salt Lake City, $280 in New Orleans. I mean, almost 4 times as much. 3.5 times more. 3.5 times more. What's 80 times 12? Like 9 something? It's like 900 and something bucks for Utah, $960 a year in Utah. And 280 times 12 is like 3,100 or something like that. 3,200. What is it? 3,360. From 960 to 3,360 to $2,200 savings for insurance. Under $1,000 for his car insurance for a year in Utah. Over $3,000 for the same car insurance in New Orleans. It's crazy. No, these fake accidents, all kind of stuff, the fake insurance claims. You know, this stuff's staged. These are just criminals that are just out front. The BS artists that go to the advertising lawyers and everybody looks the other way. That's kind of uncool too. That jacks up our insurance rates. It's out of control, the attorneys. the advertising lawyers in the state that have no idea where a courthouse is. They're not even lawyers. They're insurance company facilitators. So many of them advertising, where billboard companies that have 2 billboards on one pole, both billboards will have a lawyer on them. I mean, I don't know if I'm an attorney paying a billboard company money, I'd be like, guys, separate me from the competition already. Jeez and Pete's. Freddy's Italian Restaurant stacked right on top of Jimmy's Italian Restaurant. Nice billboards. Too many lawyers advertising. Corey Johnson with you, coming right back.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Prepared with experience, depth, knowledge, and a history in the game. Corey Johnson.
Years later, a doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48.
I am the smartest man alive!
That is a jar of Blue Plate mayonnaise on the television studio set. If you're listening on radio, just imagine a jar of Blue Plate mayonnaise up here, sitting right next to me, a few feet from the microphone. Yeah, Blue Plate mayonnaise, a New Orleans family tradition for nearly 100 years. If you're a New Orleanian, it's got to be Blue Plate, New Orleans mayonnaise. Spread the love this holiday season. Blue Plate mayonnaise. Yummy. There's never been anything in my house but Blue Plate mayonnaise my entire life. Growing up as a child with my parents, my entire adulthood, only Blue Plate mayonnaise. Never, ever have purchased a jar of any other mayonnaise. Period. End of story. The corporal's at the controls fielding your phone calls, 766-9480. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. I was looking for the CBD streets like Barone and Carondelet and St. Charles and Camp and Magazine and Chapatoulas. The streets in the CBD that essentially run from like the river to Rampart. And I was also looking for the French Quarter streets that run from the river to Rampart, like Dauphine and Burgundy and Domaine and Royal and Charters and Decatur, North Peters. And then I want you to match them up. Like the CBD street, St. Charles Avenue, when it crosses Canal Street and enters the French Quarter, St. Charles Avenue becomes blank. Or when Royal Street leaves the French Quarter across Canal heading uptown and goes into the CBD. Royal becomes St. Charles. St. Charles becomes Royal. Royal becomes St. Charles. There are a half dozen other streets in the quarter, in the CBD, that change names. In the CBD, they are one name, like Camp, Magazine, Charters, Barone, Chapatoulas. In the French Quarter, they're another name, like Decatur, North Peters. I said Charters, Carondelet for CBD, Charters for French Quarter. Bourbon, Dauphine, Burgundy. So I'm looking for just one street of the remaining 6. Just one. Name what it is in the CBD and tell me what it is when it crosses Canal Street and what that street becomes in the French Quarter. Or really vice versa. It's French Quarter first and CBD second. What does North Peters become? What does Charters become? What does Dauphine become after they cross Canal Street and enter the CBD? Like St. Charles becomes Royal in the French Quarter, or Royal in the Quarter becomes St. Charles in the CBD. I'm looking for any of the remaining 6. Just name one. I think I knew maybe 2. Maybe 2 or 3. Name one, and I've got $50 for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations, just in time for the holidays. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. That's how you can participate, 766-9480. 766-9480. I was asking about, these were easy questions. Metro New Orleans restaurant, Metro New Orleans town. Metro New Orleans town named after a pirate. We got Barataria, but then we got Jean Lafitte. We got the answer. The city of New Orleans train, where does it start? I guess it ends in the city of New Orleans. It starts in Chicago. The Crescent, New York City. The Sunset Limited, Los Angeles. Got great answers from somebody that, I think it was Robert in Slidell or Andrew maybe in Pearl River, that knew about the trains. So I was asking about Metro New Orleans town named after a pirate. Jean Lafitte got the answer. The city of New Orleans train, where did it start? Chicago. Chicken on the Run was the name of this restaurant. What did it become? The name was changed pretty quickly, but it started out as Chicken on the Run. Give me the answer to any of those questions. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Karen joins us in Algiers on the Best Bank. What up, Karen?
Hey, how you doing? Hold on a second. I'm trying to clear this so I can hear you a little better. I'm on my driving.
All right, I got you. What's going on over there in Algiers?
Hold on, I got to turn this up.
Just listen on your phone, Karen, not the radio.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm on my phone now. Okay, so all the streets, right?
Yep.
Baronne turns into, or Dauphine turns into Baronne.
Hang on. All I need is one. So Dauphine turns into... Dauphine does turn into Baronne. You are correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
You were about to rattle off several. How many were you going to throw out there? Karen, you there? Uh-oh, I'm just getting... Is Karen still there? I'm not hearing her clearly. Sorry, Karen, you there?
I'm here. Yeah, I got them all.
Oh, you rattled them all off just now?
No, but I could.
Oh, yeah. Wow. How do you know them so well?
Because I work down there.
Wow. How long have you worked down there?
24 years.
That makes sense.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just beating in your head. Boy, you were starting at the bottom. You were going to just go through the rest, huh?
I was, yeah, but that's all right, because I'd probably mess up over by North Peters and all that. I don't really think of that as like a street. I think of it as like Decatur Part 2, you know?
Yeah,
what is North Peters? And who's Peters? That's a good question. Who's Peters?
Yeah, some guy Peters, last name, I'm guessing. Or a saint or something, I don't know.
They already got St. Peter and they got North Peters. It's very confusing.
Yep, that's a good point. It is sort of just a little split off of Decatur. Anyway, all right, nice. What do you do in the quarter, by the way?
Huh?
What do you do?
Oh, I work in hospitality.
Nice, excellent.
Yeah.
Hey, Karen, hang on, all right?
Cool.
Going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. That's Karen in Algiers. Corporal, we should give her like two. She was going to just rattle off the list.
Yeah, she was ready.
She was ready. Wow. Well, she started at the bottom pretty much. Baronne turns into Dauphine. A couple of blocks later, we got St. Charles turning into Royal. What about Carondelet, Camp Magazine, Chapatoulas, North Peter, Decatur, Charters, Bourbon, right. Burgundy.
I love it.
Hey, hey, Corporal, ask her if she thinks Roosevelt Way is a legitimate street.
Hey, do you think Roosevelt Way is a legit street?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Wow. All right. What's that one turn into? All right. Karen in Algiers. She knows, huh? She knows what it turns into. Wow. Wow. Too funny. She knows. Corey Johnson back at you. Yeah, tightening Karen up in Algiers, the Best Bank with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. No, there are 5 locations. Canal Street at Carrollton. I was there a couple of Sundays ago. Deep tissue massage, fantastic. It really was. It was great. They've got a Metri/North Kenner location, Transcontinental at West Esplanade. There are 2 locations of the Woodhouse Day Spa on the North Shore in Mandeville, East Causeway Approach, right across from the Mandeville City Hall. They're in Slidell, about 90 seconds off the I-10 Gauze exit. And they're in Baton Rouge, right by the Mall of Louisiana. WoodhouseSpas.com is the website. WoodhouseSpas.com. .com. You can print your own gift card, any denomination, guys, for her. Do it all online. Pretty sweet. Book an appointment. Any of the 5 locations online for her. That's pretty sweet as well. No, trying to get you jump started. Good work, Karen. There are 5 remaining streets that are in the French Quarter and in the CBD, and Canal Street is like the line of demarcation. They're one name in the CBD, and then as they cross Canal Street, the streets change names to something else in the French Quarter, or vice versa. Like St. Charles becomes Royal, or Royal becomes St. Charles, or Dauphine becomes Baronne when it crosses Canal Street. Karen certainly knew in Algiers. She was ready to rip off the whole list. Rouse's Market's phone lines, if you can connect the dots, the streets, $50 big bucks for you, good at the Woodhouse. The restaurant's original name was Chicken on the Run. Immediately the name was changed. From Chicken on the Run. That restaurant's still around today. Name that restaurant. Give me the answer to that. 50 big bucks can be yours. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Rouse's Market's phone line, 766-9480. Rouse's Market's phone lines, 766-9480. Yeah, a lot going on. Assad out of Syria, just like that. I mean, boy, when
ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LaBar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school.
Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
Native son, great New Orleanian. No, that's me.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
New Orleans native son. No, that's me. It's crashing. That's me, lady. It's crashing. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. Crazy weather. 72 degrees today. Almost like summer. Rouse's Markets phone line 766-9480. Tulane and head coach Jon Sumerall extend their deal. Extend their deal. That's good news. The coach sticking around. He'll be back next year. We'll talk a little about that. But first, Rouse's Markets phone lines 766-9480. Vincent joins us on the program. What up, Vincent?
Hello. How are you?
Is that Vincent or Jackie?
Vincent.
Hey, Vincent. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Now, Vincent seems like a guy's name.
Yeah. I called in it was me and my son. I'm calling for my son, but he didn't want to talk.
Gotcha. I didn't know if Vincent's a girl's name. I was going to learn something today. I hear you.
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Hello?
Hey, Vincent.
Hello, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Thank you.
Excellent. How old are you, Vincent?
I'm 14.
Nice. You got a question for an answer for one of our trivia questions?
The Chicken on the Run?
Yeah. What was that restaurant? It was originally Chicken on the Run and became what?
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
I'm going to go with Popeyes.
That was just a guess of yours, or you had prior knowledge?
Well, I just guessed.
Let's not start telling lies at 14 years old. I think you had some prior knowledge.
I just chose a good place that I like a lot. And, I just went with that.
Seriously, you had no knowledge? You totally guessed?
Yeah, I completely guessed.
Wow. I apologize. Vincent, you are correct.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Oh, boy.
Who's getting that? Mom?
Mom.
Nice. Good job, Vincent.
For Christmas, I guess.
Yeah, excellent Christmas gift. Good job, man. Good guess. Popeyes is correct. Excellent, man. Hey, can you hang on, Vincent?
Yeah.
Good. Don't go anywhere. The corporal's going to get some info from you in a second, Vincent. Tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate that you can give your mom for Christmas. Excellent work. Chicken on the Run, Popeyes. Jackie joins us in New Orleans. What up, Jackie?
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Our numbers book got told.
What's that?
This is Jackie. I was in line. I was prompted in line for the question.
Yeah, you're on right now. You're live on the radio, Jackie. You're on television too, and YouTube.
Okay.
Let's party.
All right. But I had the same answer. I had Popeyes.
Oh, you had Popeyes?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I could be really mean and say, you're too late, too bad, but I'm not like that. I'm going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate, Jackie.
Yay!
Because I believe you. Because I believe you, and by golly, it's holiday season.
All right. All right.
Yep. Wouldn't that have been horrible? Jackie, you were one too late. Too bad, sucker. And hang up on you. How would that have been?
I would have been so disappointed.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been right. That would have been a low quality move on my part.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, no, glad to tighten you up, Jackie. 50 big bucks coming your way.
Thank you.
How did you know the answer?
I'm for my age. I'm finna reveal it for my age.
So
I know it. I'm past 50.
You've been around the block.
Yeah, I'm past 50, so I know it.
I got you. I'm with you. Jackie, hang on, all right?
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. Jackie's still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, hang on, okay, Jackie?
Okay.
All right, the corporal's going to get some info from you, Jackie, and tighten you up and get you 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse. Vincent, Jackie, all big winners, all taking home 50 bucks. I believe Jackie. I don't think she was lying, and I don't care if she was one caller late behind Vincent. I think she knew that chicken on the run was Popeyes. And not named after Popeye the Sailor, the cartoon character. Popeye Doyle, the Gene Hackman character. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Yeah, you're right. 72 degrees out there. It's just weird. That's all. I don't mind. That's why we live here, because it's 40. It's 35 on Friday, and we double that temperature 3 days later. Literally, from 35 to 72, more than double. Just crazy. It'll be 48, something like that, 45. Thursday morning to start things off. Maybe late Wednesday night in the 40s. So we're 48 hours away from back into the 40s. We're 48 hours out of the 30s and 40s, and we're 48 hours from getting back into the 40s. It'll be 65, by the way, tomorrow morning. 65. And then Thursday morning, it'll be 45. Well, I guess if you have sinus problems, that kind of stuff, I guess it would suck. So I don't wish it upon folks like bad weather that causes your sinuses to act up. But, I guess a little more susceptible to colds and stuff like that with the weather changing dramatically. But I don't mind it. I kind of like it. That's what's great about New Orleans. We have the summer season, which is hot and humid the whole 6 months. The non-summer season, what we're in right now, if it gets to 75 or even like 80, it's not going to last long, like 24, 36 hours, 48 hours, then it'll be cooler and nice. And if it gets down to 25 or 30, it's not going to last long. And in a few days, it'll be back to like 65, 70. So that's what I like about the non-summer season. We just get a few little days of either warm or hot. It's mostly pretty good temperatures. Anyway. Honestly, I'm running air conditioning right now. Had the system turned off a little while ago. Last few days, I've obviously been running heat. It'll be air conditioning, probably system turned off by Wednesday, and then Thursday I'll be running heat again. If you have any air conditioning or heat problems in Metro New Orleans, Metro Baton Rouge, Total Maintenance is there for you. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. Over 30 trucks, over 30 techs, hundreds of years of combined experience. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys. Incapable of screwing you around. Air conditioning and heating experts diagnosing it right the first time. And they come immediately. If your AC or heat's not working right, or worse, not working at all, they know you're stressed out. They know you want it fixed. So they come immediately. In New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, just think Total Maintenance. Online, tm-ac.com. In New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, if you need air conditioning or heat help, think Total Maintenance. tm-ac.com. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you're right. Tulane and head coach Jon Sumerall agree to an extension. He was under contract till 2029, pulling in nearly $3 million a year. And under contract till 2029 for like the next 5 seasons. Tulane extended that, jacked up his salary, more money for assistants, trying to get NIL facilities under control. That's great news. He will be back next year, Tulane head football coach Jon Sumerall. Some bad news, freshman phenom quarterback Darian Mensah is going to enter the transfer portal. You know, it's you can do great things at Tulane and you can make it to the NFL from Tulane, but I guess going to another program where just more of a spotlight, bigger program, Power 4, whatever it is, I guess that's better for Mensah. I don't know. He's a redshirt freshman, so he could play like next year, have a great year somewhere else, and then he might be a first-round draft pick. Could have a great year at Tulane and be a first-round draft pick. But lots of money involved that Mensah and his agent can make over the next year. Like millions of dollars. Like millions of dollars. Millions. Could make a few $1,000,000 over the next 12 months. Anyway, Tulane just has to keep grinding. Good thing is they've got some depth. Hey, coming in the 5 o'clock power hour in less than an hour, about 45 minutes away, Brett Martell will join us. Another Martell Monday. He's been with the Associated Press for 30 years. He knows what's going on with the Green Wave. Hey, Rouse's Markets, best quality, best price, best selection, and convenience. The latest any of the 65-plus Rouse's opens in the morning, 7 a.m. The earliest any of them close, 10 p.m. Some open earlier, some stay open later. Convenience, tastes like home, your Rouse's Markets.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxford, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. Get Audubon Gutters.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
As New Orleans is catching a sunset on Lake Pontchartrain.
Even the mosquitoes, they sashay through the Nolans air.
Corey Johnson.
Oh, and when they bite you, you don't go, ow. You go,
ooh.
Test, there it is. We weren't right, huh, before? Yep. Now we're back. I wasn't having an audio problem at all. You were, Corporal. You were having an audio problem. By golly. I've said by golly twice this hour, by the way, just letting you know.
I keep track.
I've said geesh before on the program. Geesh.
Geesh. Wow, I haven't heard that one in a minute.
Mm-hmm. What's the G. Willikers one? What's the first part of G.
Golly G. Willikers.
Golly G. Willikers.
Golly G. Willikers.
Maybe I could add it to by golly G. Willikers and just combine the two.
Just stack as many on there as you can.
Yep,
manage.
exactly. That's why they call me the dork. If you spoke like that all the time, you would be. It's the square, everyone. It's the dork. By golly G. Willikers. I mean, that's what like slammer sounds like. The slammer. It's ridiculous. A slammer is a rap musician who, you think it's something like that. It's like, no, it's a New Orleans term. People that get together and fake accidents, bump up against an 18-wheeler, and it's a clown car. There's like 19 people inside the vehicle. It's like the streetcar or bus when there's an accident. 2 people on board, when the accident happens, and then people are pulling up and people jumping out of their cars and hanging out of the window of the bus and the streetcar. Everyone has a neck and back injury all of a sudden. It's like, you weren't even on the streetcar, dude. What are you talking about? No, this Operation Sideswipe, I love it. I mean, that's why you got to love the media and these investigative reporters, these watchdogs that oversee the people they're supposed to be overseeing for us, the elected officials, the public officials, not private, public officials. No, and they're out there going, boy, there's this scam going on with these law firms and these fake accidents, and then the feds get wind of it, and they start investigating, and the criminals are so brazen, they keep doing it. And now it's gone to another level. Some of these lawyers and law firms, because they were going to get popped They paid off one of the slammers, apparently, to shoot and kill another slammer that was a cooperating witness for the feds and was going to bring down a lot of people. So far, it's like 50 plus indicted and jailed. 50 plus. Thank goodness. The problem, it was like one law firm, like Keating Law Firm was the only law firm, and it was like, there are a bunch more. That Stunt Woman and a bunch of others. So a few law firms and lawyers indicted as part of not only Operation Sideswipe, but more so paying off this Ryan Harris slammer guy to shoot and kill Cornelius Garrison. Somebody shot and killed Cornelius Garrison, the feds' cooperating witness. The feds say it's Ryan Harris, who has been accused and arrested for killing Garrison. And now the feds are going after some lawyers and law firms because they're involved in the murder. 10-count indictment unsealed by the Eastern District of Louisiana, the U.S. Attorney's Office, charging 8 individuals and 2 law firms with offenses in connection with staged automobile collisions in the New Orleans area. No, thank goodness. And more specifically, this paying of Ryan Harris to kill Cornelius Garrison, reportedly. Crazy. Now, these people are dangerous, desperate criminals. And jacking up everybody's insurance rate. I think the Operation Sideswipe, they said like $500 a year for everybody. $500 a year for everybody. What's that come out to? Like $40 a month? $500 a year, it's like $40 a month. $42 a month, something like that. $41.60 a month for everybody. Just Operation Sideswipe. And then just the proliferation of the advertising attorney. Anyone who's got serious crap going down, is anyone using a billboard attorney? Seriously. You have a legitimate lawsuit, someone legitimately wronged you. You're going, someone's coming after you. I mean, that's not what those lawyers do. Someone's coming after you. But the advertising attorneys, just that mentality that's sent out there, like, get yourself some of this. Jimmy got a big check for $400,000. You get some of this. Even though no one's at fault, it was all your fault. You were drunk and you fell down. Let's blame someone else. It's America, and more specifically, it's Louisiana and New Orleans. Let's sue someone. Let's get some money for you. And the lawyers pull 40%. I mean, Morris Bart has a commercial where he's like, we've pulled in over $1 billion for our clients, over $1 billion. So if he's pulling, I mean, originally it was like 33%, and it's gone up to 40%. He's pulling, just call it 30%, round down, be hyper conservative. That's $300 million minimum that Morris Bart has pulled in. $300 million. Now, you think that's like, honestly, I'm not trying to be a jerk to Morris Bart or any of these. Take a check with me, put the Womack on them, whatever, whoever. Do you think all these folks, like, that's $1 billion in legitimate money that the insurance company should have paid out to people that were needy and deserved it? Or do you think there was a lot of scamming going on and embellishment, exaggeration, if not outright lying? What's that, Blue Boy? Of course. Yeah, I'm glad you agree with me, Blue Boy, because you're very wise. What else are you saying? Tell everybody to stick around. The 5 o'clock power hour is next. Thank you, Blue.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Stool Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. Then we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Hey, New Orleans. If you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Ooh, la, 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 that's what I said. Ooh, la, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread. Yeah, you're right. The 5 o'clock power hour is upon us. Where's number 9, Drew Brees? Let's find him. We go to San Diego, the suburb known as La Jolla. Thank you for that introduction, Mr. Drew Brees. It is, in fact, New Orleans. He's right. 5 o'clock power hour coming your way on a crazy weather day. It's like 72 outside. 48 hours ago, it was like 35. It'll be like 45 in 48 hours, like Thursday morning. Up and down, the roller coaster of weather fun continues. I don't mind it. I guess a Ferris wheel would be better, but then we'd be stuck with hot or cold. I mean, I guess if you want to be really pushy, yeah. If we could just have 60s every day and sunny, that would be fantastic. But we're not in La Jolla, California. We're in New Orleans. So 72 this afternoon, a couple of days after it was 35. And 72 this afternoon, where in a couple of days it'll be 45. I got no problem with that. It's one of the benefits of living here in New Orleans. Our non-summer season, if we get cold or hot, it's only for a day or two. And then we settle right back into comfortable weather. And what's wrong with 72 degrees? That's dining outside weather. I picked up Lebanon's Cafe for lunch. You can have Lebanon's Cafe right now for dinner. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton and Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Outdoor dining. Don't let the drizzle scare you off. Under the big green awning, under the oak trees on the streetcar line. Lamb chops and shish kebab and so much more. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. It is the 5 o'clock powwow on a wet and rainy Thursday afternoon. Law firms, lawyers indicted part of that Operation Sideswipe, the wide-ranging staged wrecks in New Orleans, a lot of them in New Orleans East, a lot of them involving 18-wheelers. Cornelius Garrison was a slammer, one of the folks that faked these wrecks. He was a cooperating witness with the feds until he was murdered, allegedly by Ryan Harris, who's been arrested for that murder. The feds now say some lawyers and a couple of law firms were involved in the murder of Cornelius Garrison to shut this witness up, to hinder Operation Sideswipe and the feds' investigation. It's estimated that Operation Sideswipe costs every Metro New Orleans driver $500 a year in increased insurance. $500 a year. Just the staged accidents. Now, I told you I had a guy, Johnny Utah, who used to run the controls on my show. He was from Salt Lake City. He had a Saab. It was $80 a month for insurance. The same insurance in New Orleans was $280 a month. 3.5 times as much. Over $3,000 a year in New Orleans. Under $1,000 a year in Salt Lake City, Utah for the same insurance. Under $1,000 annually in Salt Lake City. Over $3,000 annually in New Orleans. Just crazy. So you throw in Operation Sideswipe, the proliferation of just advertising attorneys, and just that, you know, it's just the thing that's bad about the advertising. It's nothing about the attorney. It's he got me a check, and it doesn't just tell people, hey, that are hurt, you know, call an attorney and get a check. It tells people that maybe had an accident that is totally on them. Blame someone else. This is America. That's what these kind of insurance, claims are about. That's what these types of lawyers are about. That's what these insurance companies are, about. All of this. So it's okay to fake a claim. Neck and back injuries are so hard to prove. A doctor, X-ray can find nothing, but if the patient's saying it, it's got to be true. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of doctors that agree and get on that, patient's side. And a lot of erroneous lawsuits in New Orleans and Louisiana. These advertising attorneys sort of push the narrative. Like it's wink, wink, nod, nod. It's okay to embellish and exaggerate. We're not going to tell you to do that, but we're not going to stop you, coupled with that. Somebody's got to take the case. Who are we to say if they're lying or not? It's just the system is set up for exaggeration, embellishment, if not outright lying. The lawyers are like, sort of hush-hush. The doctors are sort of hush-hush. Everyone benefits. The victims, the lawyers, the doctors. The only people that don't are the, consumers, you and me, with increased insurance rates. $80 in Salt Lake City a month, $280 in New Orleans. Same vehicle, same insurance. It's obnoxious. It's crazy. No, and then just this Operation Sideswipe, $500 a month, like $42, $500 a year, $42 a month of increased insurance rates in Metro New Orleans because of just this. Over 50 people arrested, found guilty. Now, law firms and lawyers indicted by the feds. No, that's good. 10-count indictment unsealed, charging 8 individuals and 2 law firms with offenses in connection with staged automobile collisions in the New Orleans area. And this specifically about Cornelius Garrison, the feds witness who was murdered, and that these lawyers and law firms were backing up the murderer, basically paying the murderer. Crazy. Speaking of crazy, Assad out in Syria. The rebels take over. Assad's like in Moscow. Assad and his family have left Syria. Yeah, no help from busy Iran or Russia or Hezbollah. No one cares about Assad in Syria. We'll see what happens next. Tulane head football coach Jon Sumerall and the Green Wave agreeing to an extension. He'll be back next year. He already was under contract for nearly $3 million a year until 2029. Tulane correctly extended that contract. The Wave, by the way, in Tampa a week from this Friday, December 20th, versus Florida, the Gasparilla Bowl. What is Gasparilla? No idea. New deal, longer, more money for him and his staff. Hopefully NIL money. Hopefully facilities getting built. Freshman phenom quarterback Darian Mensah will enter the transfer portal. That's kind of crazy. It is the holiday season. If you have friends or family coming in from out of town and they're staying at your house, you don't want to put them up at just some random hotel. Why don't you put them up in style, in grand fashion, on St. Charles Avenue in the Garden District? The Grand Victorian Bed and Breakfast. About 10, 11, 12 rooms available. Yeah, have your family and friends stay somewhere special in New Orleans. The Grand Victorian on the historic St. Charles Avenue streetcar line. Like I said, on St. Charles Avenue in the Garden District. Get on the streetcar. You're in Uptown. You're in downtown French Quarter. Walk down St. Charles or Britannia Magazine, historic houses. Great restaurants and shops. If you're listening or watching from outside New Orleans, what a wonderful way to visit our city. Staying at the Grand Victorian on St. Charles Avenue. And it's not just for out-of-towners, the ultimate staycation for locals to enjoy the city. the Grand Victorian on St. Charles Avenue. They still have rooms available for the Super Bowl in New Orleans. That's unheard of. Those rooms are going fast. Valentine's Day weekend doesn't get much more romantic than the Grand Victorian, guys. Rooms still available for Valentine's Day weekend. French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest, rooms still available. Mardi Gras is fully sold out, and these other events will sell out as well. To book a room at the Grand Victorian, go online, gvbb.com. Grand Victorian, bed, breakfast. gvbb.com, 4 letters. gvbb.com, the Grand Victorian on St. Charles Avenue. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock power hour on a wet and rainy Monday.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
New Orleans Talk Giant, Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
I'll have the entire city of New Orleans in the palm of my hand.
Every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Monday night means Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football at Tracy's just makes it so much better. Tracy's Magazine at Pleasant. Caddy corner from that Bromart on Magazine between Washington and Louisiana. Riverside of Magazine, right on the corner. Magazine in Pleasant. Tracy's. Too many flat screen TVs to count. Plus a full kitchen featuring food you actually want to eat. Monday Night Football. Tulane, a week from Friday. Bowling, LSU, bowling. Saints, Pels. Lots of bowl games, soon NFL playoffs. Legendary Tracy's Magazine at Pleasant. Crazy weather, 72 degrees right now outside, 72. What the? Why Tulane head coach Jon Sumerall and the Wave agreeing to an extension. Jon Sumerall will return for season number 2. On Willow Street, North Carolina, West Virginia, Purdue. Several programs were mentioned. Looking for a new head coach. Jon Sumerall on their short list. No, he's like the hottest young coach in America. Crazy situation. That Operation Sideswipe was crazy. Folks loading up a vehicle with like 4, 5, 6 people and then bumping up against the back of like an 18-wheeler, claiming like the 18-wheeler did it, cut them off. And then injuries. Corporal, some of these slammers had surgery when they weren't hurt, like had surgery on their back and neck and weren't hurt.
Why? Just
because
to, like, settle the case?
Yes, and then
That's
getting more money because you had surgery.
Oh my God.
So all of a sudden it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars instead of $30,000 or something like that. Or even north of $1 million if it's a severe surgery. So, I mean, for money, people are going to literally risk neck and back trauma in the future by having an unnecessary surgery on their neck or back. Just mind blowing.
Going that far for a get rich quick scheme.
Yeah, I know. It's like, go to work and you'll make the money. Go get a job. All the time you spent goofing off. Anyway, Operation Sideswipe. Over 50 indicted, arrested, in jail. Over 50. But only like Keating Law Firm was it. Now there's a few more law firms. That woman that used to advertise who was like the stunt woman before she became an attorney. No, what's crazy about this, it's about 4 years in. 50 plus people indicted, arrested, found guilty, in jail. Only one lawyer, only one law firm. That was a bummer. It's good you're getting all the small people, but only one big person. But these folks are so brazen. They're so crazy. Cornelius Garrison was a slammer who was a cooperating witness for the feds, helping to get the feds the info they needed to indict people and get guilty pleas. Cornelius Garrison was cooperating and scheduled to go to trial and help secure, several people. He was killed, shot, murdered. The cooperating witness, supposedly by Ryan Harris, another slammer who was accused of the murder, arrested, and is in jail right now. The feds are saying these lawyers and law firms paid Ryan Harris to kill Cornelius Garrison, to kill him. Even we're going to put him up in another country. Pay to live in another country. Just crazy. Absolutely nuts. Hey, Leidenheimer French bread, so good. Served at New Orleans' finest restaurants. I mean, I'll go get a good meal somewhere and you're hungry, you're excited to eat at a great restaurant, like for Thanksgiving. Me and my mom, my brother, we went to a great French Quarter restaurant for Thanksgiving. The first thing on the table was room temperature butter that your knife just sunk right into and a piping hot little mini loaf of Leidenheimer French bread. Actually, 2. There were 4 of us, and they brought 2 little mini loaves of Leidenheimer French bread. First thing we had. Fantastic. Now, I got to watch it. I'll knock out the entire little mini loaf myself. Piping hot Leidenheimer French bread and butter. Are you kidding? So good. And then if you're enjoying a great po' boy, I had a sloppy roast beef po' boy last week. Leidenheimer French bread. It's like the perfect po' boy bread. It holds that sloppy roast beef or the shrimp or the oysters, whatever. It holds it all together. Makes the po' boy manageable. They've been at it since 1896, baking that French bread you love, that we've all grown up with, that we've enjoyed our entire lives. They've been baking it exclusively in New Orleans for almost 130 years. They bag it and box it and ship it out to 30 states now. 30 other states enjoying that Leidenheimer French bread we love. And all of it is baked at the bakery here in New Orleans and served in 30 other states. Fantastic. Leidenheimer French bread, truly good to the last crumb, and now enjoyed in 30 other states. Leidenheimer Baking Company. No, one of the great institutions here in New Orleans. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Hey, Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 766-9480. 766-9480. It's about 7 streets that run between Rampart and the river in the French Quarter. And these 7 streets cross Canal Street and go into the CBD. But their names change. Burgundy, Dauphine, Bourbon, Royal, Charters, Decatur, North Peters. They cross over Canal Street and the names change to Tchoupitoulas and Magazine and Camp and St. Charles and Carondelet and Baronne, Roosevelt Way. Connect the dots for me. You're coming out of the quarter, you cross Canal Street, name the street in the quarter and the street it becomes on the other side of Canal Street. We've got 2 answers so far. I'm just looking for one. Karen in Algiers was ready to rip off the whole list. I said, how'd you know it? She's like, I work in the hospitality industry in the French Quarter. I've been down there for 25 years. So she knows them by default. We got a couple of answers. Baronne turns into Dauphine, or the better way to say it, the French Quarter Street Dauphine, when you cross over Canal Street, turns into Baronne. Royal Street, when you cross over Canal Street, turns into St. Charles Avenue. But we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 streets left. Burgundy, Bourbon, Charters, Decatur, and North Peters. Any of those 5, when they cross Canal Street, what do they turn into? Hey, no Google Maps or internet device. You either know the answer or you don't. No search engines. If you know the answer, I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations, just in time for the holiday season. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Brett Martell from the Associated Press is going to join us in less than 10 minutes. The big news locally, sports-wise, Tulane and Jon Sumerall agreeing to an extension. He'll be back next year. So minimum of 2 years of Sumerall. And that is good news. 9-3 Green Wave, right outside the top 25. They'll take on Florida, the Gators of the SEC, a week from Friday in the Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa. That's a week from this Friday, December 20th. That's soon. We'll talk to Brett about that. LSU taking on Baylor in Texas. Saints win, but Carr is out with a fractured hand. I know the injuries are unbelievable. The Pelicans continue to suffer. The Pelicans, I think, are 5-20. 5 wins, 20 losses. I was thinking about this today. They're 5-20. If they won 30 of their next 50, if they won 2/3 of their games, 30 of their next 50, they'd be 35-40. They'd still be 5 under 500 if they win 30 of their next 50. No, they're 5-20. They're suffering. They're beat up like the Saints. Brett Martell will join us, fill us in on all of that stuff. Some great news for Tulane. They secured Jon Sumerall at least for another year. Some bad news for Tulane. Freshman phenom QB Darian Mensah entering the transfer portal. He'll play somewhere else next year. That sucks. Hey, there's a New Orleans institution since 1940 known as Young's Dry Cleaning. 84 years of excellence. Tired of your dry cleaner? Simply want to experience the best? Young's has walk-up locations with personal service. They've got free pickup and delivery, home or office, East Bank or West Bank. And they have Young's Express, something no other dry cleaner has. Manless locker locations. You drop off your dirty stuff in a safe, secure Young's locker. 2 short days later, pick it all up perfectly dry cleaned. The future of dry cleaning today, Young's Express and their manless locker locations. To experience the best dry cleaner, check them out online, youngsdrycleaning.com. youngsdrycleaning.com. 72 degrees right now. Just some absolutely insane weather. Coming from the Department of Justice, the Eastern District of Louisiana, the U.S. Attorney's Office, 10-count indictment, unsealed, charging 8 individuals and 2 law firms with offenses in connection with staged automobile collisions in the New Orleans area. Even more specific than that, this Operation Sideswipe, it's about the feds and a cooperating witness, one of the former slammers. A slammer is someone that, helped stage these accidents. His name was Cornelius Garrison. He was murdered, reportedly by Ryan Harris, who's been accused and arrested for the murder of Cornelius Garrison. The feds are claiming these law firms and lawyers paid Ryan Harris to kill Cornelius Garrison, to shut up the witness. So this thing has gone up a level from Operation Sideswipe and a wide-ranging number of staged wrecks in New Orleans, from fraud and theft to murder. And the feds are indicting 10, including a couple of law firms. Assad is out in Syria. The rebels taking over. Yeah, no help from busy Iran and Russia, Hezbollah getting crushed. No one cares about Assad in Syria. He reportedly fled the country. I think in Moscow is where he reportedly is now. The problem, the rebels that have taken over, they're terrorists, basically. So we'll see if they're changing their ways or they're hell-bent on being terrorists. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. When we come back, Brett Martell will join us. Another Martell Monday. Hey, I don't worry about this rain because Audubon Gutters came to my house about 6 weeks ago and installed new gutters on my house. And I have a new oak tree that's, I say new to me, it's about 5 years old now. It's taller than the roof line. Leaves going in my new Audubon Gutters, not a chance. I got Drew and his family-run business, Audubon Gutters, to install the Leaf Guard system. I'll literally never ever have to clean my gutters again. Over 30 years, Audubon Gutters, the Gulf South largest, most experienced gutter installation company. They don't do paint. They don't do windows. They don't do siding. They don't do roof work. All they do is gutters, and they do it better than anyone else. Why would you even consider going with somebody else besides Audubon Gutters for your home or business? AudubonGutters.com. AudubonGutters.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard. On Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. You got to come see it. You're going to love your right at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. I'll be heading to Smoothie King on Jefferson Highway across from Oshner after I get off work. Right near my neighborhood. I'm like right by the Carrollton River Bend, Sewage and Water Board, Pigeon Town area. Not too far from like where Claiborne turns into Jefferson Highway, right by the Sewage and Water Board. So that Smoothie King across from Oshner is just right through the little S curve on Jefferson Highway after Claiborne's turns into Jefferson Highway. Easy for me. Also happens to be a Smoothie King that's owned by Jay and his father, who have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. They've got the Smoothie King on Jefferson Highway across from Oshner, and they've got the Smoothie King, the old Metairie location. Airline at LaBar, Airline by Causeway, by that Rouse's Shopping Center. Not all Smoothie Kings are the same. Far from it. Experience the best. Jay and his dad in their two Smoothie King locations. Jefferson Highway across from Oshner, and the old Metairie Smoothie King, Airline at LaBar, Airline by Causeway, and that Rouse's Shopping Center. 72 degrees on this Monday afternoon. Crazy warm weather in New Orleans. 48 hours ago, it was 35. In 48 hours, it'll be 45. Up and down we go. The feds... 10-count indictment unsealed, charging 8 individuals and 2 law firms with offenses in connection with staged automobile collisions in the New Orleans area. Operation Sideswipe. Over 50 have been arrested, indicted, in jail. But only one law firm, I think Keating Law Firm, if I'm not mistaken. Now a couple of more law firms, more lawyers, and even a worse crime, if that's possible. You're like, what could be worse than, the fraud, faking these accidents, jacking up everybody's insurance? Well, that would have to be like rape or murder. And apparently these lawyers paid one of the slammers, Ryan Harris, to shoot and kill another slammer, Cornelius Garrison, who was a cooperating witness for the feds. The slammer is somebody that partakes in these staged wrecks. Operation Sideswipe, it's estimated that costs every driver in Metro New Orleans $500 a year, about $41 a month. Just the staged wrecks. No, I mentioned a little earlier, I had a producer, Johnny Utah. His car insurance in Salt Lake City was $80 a month. His car insurance in New Orleans was $280 a month, from $80 to $280. From under $1,000 a year in Salt Lake City to over $3,000 a year in New Orleans. Like more than a $2,000 a year difference. That's just absolutely crazy. And it's because of Operation Sideswipe. It's from the ridiculous lawyers that advertise, I'll get you a check. You get in a wreck with a big rig, all this stuff. It's like, yeah, I got in a wreck with a big rig and I'm fine. No, you're not fine. We need to sue for, you could be hurting in 3 months. There's X amount that you get, and it's more than just your car. This is a big trucking company. They have a big insurance policy. We know the insurance people. We know how to get money. No, it's just wrong. The commercials send the wrong message. The billboards send the wrong message. Lawyering used to be a serious profession. And if you needed a lawyer, you needed a legal expert, someone that's going to get you out of trouble, especially if you're innocent. But now it's blame someone. It's America. There's someone to blame out there. Blame somebody. Blame someone else. And get paid. And if you have to embellish or exaggerate or even lie, so be it. It's your neck and back. X-rays and a doctor may not be able to detect anything, but you're saying it's hurting. You're entitled to some money. No, it sends a really bad message. And that's why our insurance rate is $280 a month instead of $80 like in Salt Lake City. And that's this one guy at his particular vehicle. Literally $80 in Salt Lake City, $280 in New Orleans. Speaking of New Orleans and Baton Rouge, helm paint and decorating. This rain's going to go away. It's going to be some great paint weather, indoor or outdoor. Knock out that paint project. Helm paint and decorating will help you, steer you in the right direction. Benjamin Moore Paint, lifetime guarantee. Everything you need to get the job done. Even free 2-hour delivery so your crew can keep working. 7 locations in Metro New Orleans, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. 4 Baton Rouge locations. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge, do it once, do it right. Helm Paint and Decorating. Yeah, you go to Helm when it's time to paint in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Tulane head football coach Jon Sumerall will be back next year in Uptown. Great news. Good job, David Harris. Good job, Tulane, recognizing what's going on out there. No, there were at least 3 jobs that Sumerall was connected to: North Carolina, Purdue, West Virginia. He agrees to an extension. He was under contract till 2029 for like 5 or 6 more years, 5 more seasons at $3 million a year, roughly, right under $3 million annually. So I'm sure he's north of $3 million. His staff's getting a raise. And then the most important stuff, the NIL money and the indoor practice facility and the football operations center. Got to get those built. Not all good news in Uptown. Freshman phenom quarterback Darian Mensah entering the transfer portal. That's a shame. Tulane and Sumerall developed him. Not cool. Hey, when we come back, Brett Martell will join us. We'll find out exactly what's going on with the wave and all that good stuff. Hey, speaking of good stuff, Katie's in Mid-City. There's your good stuff, as New Orleans as it gets. A taste of New Orleans, big portions, New Orleans specialties, old school, great for sharing. A Mid-City mainstay. They're on Iberville, corner Tallahassee. Why aren't you at Katie's right now?
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Algiers, Gretna, Harvey, Terrytown, West Wego. We got you covered.
Hey, every day, this program on radio, television, YouTube, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra and Lamarck Crescent City Ford, the commercial truck, van, SUV dealership in Elmwood on Jefferson Highway. Yeah, if you need a commercial van, truck, SUV, they've only been doing it for 80 plus years. Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford. 5 o'clock power hour on a Monday afternoon. It is a Martell Monday. Brett Martell with the Associated Press joins us on the program. What up, Brett?
Corey.
How are you?
Well, I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. I don't know if we're doing as well as Green Wave fans. They're relieved, Brett. Jon Sumerall agrees to an extension, or Tulane gets him to agree to an extension. He'll be back next season. That's big news on Willow Street.
Yeah, I think his agent was playing, and I've seen this a lot in college football, a bit of a leverage game by allowing his name to be floated out there. And, of course, the universities that were pursuing him may have also floated his name. But, yesterday evening, during his bowl, preview press conference, Jon said that he hadn't actually considered any offer from anybody, and he's committed to staying at Tulane.
No, that's great news. Already was under contract till 2029, making nearly $3 million a year, Brett. I guess it's extended into the next decade. It's north of $3 million bucks. Plus, I'm assuming that his assistants are all getting raises. There'll be more money for assistant coaches, NIL money, and those facilities, I'm thinking, might be part of the equation.
I think the biggest thing with this contract really was, more than the money in the years, was increasing resources dedicated to personnel who oversee and manage NIL priorities, if you will.
Yeah.
Player retention.
Yeah.
I think, it's actually overtaking facilities now, because if you don't have players, you don't win. So really the coaches, their whole priorities have shifted now because instead of using facilities to attract players, they're just using money, you know?
Hey, speaking of retention, Brett, not all good news on Willow Street. Freshman phenom quarterback Darian Mensah entering the transfer portal.
Well, we think the players enter the transfer portal and then return to where they were the year before. It happens. I mean, it's happened at LSU with a few players. So,
you think there's a chance he could end up back at Tulane?
I think so. I think that because he was a redshirt freshman with no NIL deal, that he probably has. Once he became a starter, he probably got a marketing agent. The marketing agent said, "You have to go in the portal as soon as you possibly can to see where your market is. If you want to go back to Tulane, that's fine, but make sure they know what your market is and what you're getting, the type of offers you're getting from other schools, so they can try to match it."
Tulane will play Florida, Brett, a week from Friday in the Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa.
I mean, normally, I remember 10 years ago, you think Tulane against an SEC team is usually a complete mismatch and a 2 to 40-point spread at the end of the game. But Florida, has had an up and down year. It did look better in the back half of the season under Billy Napier, who, of course, won a Sun Belt championship at Louisiana Lafayette. Tulane, we could bounce that game here after fading a bit at the end of the season.
Yeah, Tulane's lost a couple in a row. Florida's won 3 in a row, including upsets over then nationally ranked LSU, nationally ranked Ole Miss. They're 7-5. Waves 9-3. Hey, speaking of LSU, it's the Dave Aranda Bowl, the former defensive coordinator, Baylor and LSU, in Houston, I believe, Brett, on New Year's Eve. You're breaking up a little. What's that, Brett?
Yeah, I said it could be an interesting game, but it's really mostly about, I think, coaches getting a look at guys they want to be prominent players next year. They want to get an idea of whose development they can focus on in the springtime with a lot of these bowl games. Because, you always have a lot of opt-outs anyway, guys who are hurt and so forth. So, it's less of a – it's sad, but I think a lot of these bowl games are less about who wins and loses and more about the coaches getting a look at players and trying to figure out who, what their future is.
Hey, the 12-team playoff is set. SMU is in. Alabama is out.
Yeah, controversial. I guess not many people feel bad for the Crimson Tide because they've not only won a lot, but they've gotten the benefit of the doubt a lot. Maybe they want to see something new.
Well, I think in 3 losses, especially Vandy and Oklahoma, that was too much. Maybe one of them and you're in, but I think most teams or most folks probably considered those major blemishes on Alabama. Hey, Brett, the Saints pull out a victory, blocked field goal at the end that would have tied the game from about 35 yards out in the Meadowlands. Saints eke out a win, but Carr is out with a fractured hand. He might be done for the year.
Yeah, I suspect he is done for the year. Darren Rizzi taking a page out of Tom Payton's book, trying not to give anything away today when he said it's too early to rule out Carr for any game for the rest of the regular season because he wants to see, how he comes to the concussion protocol, and then after that, whether or not he's able to operate with an injured non-throwing hand, which has been done before. Of course, Justin Herbert played with a broken finger on his non-throwing hand last year. And earlier this season, Josh Allen hurt his non-throwing hand and played through it.
Brett, I'd like to talk Pels with you, but that would be a lie. They're 5-20. They're just in terrible shape. So we'll save that till next week. How about that?
Yeah, let's keep it on happier thoughts, like maybe Joe Burrow's outfit, if anybody saw that on social media coming to the game tonight.
Wow, that's frightening. He likes dressing up. Brett, always a pleasure, brother. See you next week.
All right, take care, Corey. Good talking to you.
That's Brett Martell, another Martell Monday. You can check out all his stuff via the AP. The AP app's a great way to get all the AP's info, including news. There he is. What, buddy? A little wet and rainy out there. We have to shorten our walk. All right. Yeah, we don't want to do it in the rain. But even so, we're not walking. You still expect a full bowl of kibbles and some food. All right, I got you. Hey, New Orleans, thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow, straight up 4 o'clock.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.